Welcome to this course, where we delve into the intricate relationship between cultural heritage and sustainable urban development. Throughout this series, we'll explore theoretical foundations and institutional backgrounds that pave the way for more resilient and culturally vibrant cities. We'll dive into urban planning challenges, examining how human needs and planning approaches play a crucial role in integrating our cultural legacy into modern urban settings. Through key case studies and in-depth analysis, we'll look at examples of cities that have succeeded, or struggled, to balance heritage conservation with economic and social growth. Get ready for a journey where we'll uncover how respecting our history and culture not only shapes urban identity, but also serves as a powerful tool for building vibrant, sustainable, and welcoming cities for future generations. Let's embark on this fascinating exploration together. The understanding of cultural heritage within the context of sustainable development has expanded significantly over time. While it was once limited to preserving iconic monuments and structures, today it encompasses a broader urban context. Elements like street layouts, public spaces, and even the unique ambience created by light and sound have become essential components of cultural identity. These elements not only help define a city's character, but also enrich the experience of those who live in and visit these urban spaces. A fundamental theoretical distinction in cultural heritage lies between heritage by designation and heritage by appropriation. Heritage by designation is a top-down process where experts and authorities formally recognize and protect specific sites or monuments, often seen as significant by historical or architectural standards. While this approach ensures professional oversight, it has faced criticism for being elitist and potentially disconnected from the local community's values. In contrast, heritage by appropriation is a bottom-up process, emerging organically from the community's use and engagement with spaces. This approach allows for a more democratic and inclusive recognition of heritage, embracing elements that hold meaning for people in their everyday lives. Together, these two perspectives reveal a spectrum of what can be valued as heritage, highlighting the importance of community involvement in preserving and celebrating cultural identity. Cultural heritage plays a vital role in sustainable urban development, guided by the three pillars model of sustainability: environmental, economic, and social. Heritage conservation aligns with environmental objectives by promoting the preservation and reuse of existing structures, reducing the need for new resources. Economically, heritage sites often become powerful drivers of growth, attracting tourism and supporting local businesses. Socially, heritage strengthens community bonds by preserving shared identities and cultural narratives that foster a sense of belonging. This interconnected approach highlights how protecting our cultural heritage not only respects the past, but actively contributes to a sustainable and resilient future for urban communities. Both governance mechanisms and community agency are crucial in the preservation of cultural heritage. Effective governance provides a structured approach to balance economic, environmental, and social goals, ensuring that heritage preservation aligns with broader sustainability objectives. This includes policies and frameworks that protect heritage from becoming overly commercialized while supporting local and diverse interests. Equally important is community agency, where local voices, values, and initiatives lead heritage efforts, giving communities a sense of ownership and responsibility over their cultural legacy. Supranational institutions such as UNESCO are pivotal in promoting cultural heritage and fostering tourism on a global scale. Their initiatives, like the World Heritage Designation, shine a spotlight on culturally significant sites, attracting international attention and increasing tourism, which can provide substantial economic benefits to local communities. However, this visibility also brings challenges. The focus on tourism-driven growth can sometimes overshadow the primary goal of preservation, leading to situations where the economic demands of increased visitor numbers may compromise the integrity. In urban planning, technical and economic priorities have often taken precedence over the preservation of cultural heritage, and the case of Victoria Square in Belfast exemplifies this ongoing tension. Here, several culturally significant buildings were demolished to make way for an economically driven redevelopment project. Despite public protests and recommendations from heritage organizations, the development moved forward, prioritizing short-term economic gains over the preservation of cultural identity. This case raises critical questions about sustainable urban development. How can cities balance modernization with the need to retain their unique cultural character? When cultural identity is compromised, communities are left to question the true cost of progress and whether economic growth alone can define a city's sustainability. Unlike the case in Belfast, the city of Liège in Belgium has adopted a more balanced and integrative approach to urban development. By revitalizing its historic center with a focus on preserving cultural heritage, Liège demonstrates how heritage can actively contribute to urban vitality. Through a thoughtful blend of old and new, the city respects its historical identity while accommodating modern needs. This approach serves as a model for sustainable development, showcasing that cultural heritage can enhance, rather than hinder, urban renewal, creating spaces that are vibrant, authentic, and meaningful for residents and visitors alike. Preserving heritage within urban planning goes beyond simply applying legal protections to individual buildings. It requires a holistic approach that recognizes the broader urban environment. This includes considering public spaces, community identity, and intangible elements of heritage, such as traditions, memories, and cultural practices that foster a deep sense of belonging. By embracing these diverse aspects, urban planning can create environments that are not only historically rich, but also vibrant and meaningful to the people who inhabit them, ensuring that heritage remains a living part of the city's fabric. Cultural heritage fulfills essential human needs that go beyond the basic function of shelter. It touches on high-level needs, such as fostering a sense of identity, belonging, and appreciation for beauty. Buildings and public spaces often carry deep symbolic value, representing collective memory and cultural continuity for communities. A powerful example of this is the historic Medina of Sousse in Tunisia, where preservation efforts have helped maintain not only architectural heritage, but also the social and cultural fabric of the community. By honoring these spaces, we strengthen the connection between past and present, enriching the lives of those who engage with them daily. In conclusion, the preservation of cultural heritage is much more than safeguarding the past. It's a forward-looking investment in the quality of life for future generations. Heritage conservation plays a vital role in sustainable urban development, serving as a cornerstone for cities that aspire to be culturally rich, socially resilient, and inclusive. By integrating heritage into urban planning, we ensure that cities retain their unique identities, foster community bonds, and provide spaces that resonate with meaning and history. As we look to the future, embracing heritage conservation is essential to building cities that are not only livable, but also deeply connected to their root,